Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter fucking Joseph here for another video right here, once again, on the Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel. Getting inching closer to 500. Will we get there anytime soon? I don't know. We'll see. But subscribe to this channel and my other channels down below in hell, otherwise known as the description marks below. And you can leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to, but if you do, please be respectful. If not, you're getting blocked. And if you don't like that, well, cry me a river, bitch. And also, don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need to get slapped in the face. That's what you need to do. Psh, get out of here. Go fuck yourselves. You're getting blocked too. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell. And I think we know what to do with it. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. And if you do, well, fuck you and your SOL. And you know what that means. And that's all I gotta say about that. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish. Like I said, if you're gonna be disrespectful, you get blocked. And if you don't like it, tough, shitty, tough noogies. With that, and we move on with that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope everybody had a great Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get done on Friday. Something for the weekend. It's the best time of the week. It's the weekend, the second weekend of January. And the second weekend of the year. Not gonna be good here in the Northeast the next week and a half. Which, not good. We're getting a humongous rainstorm again. Later tonight. Going into most of tomorrow. It's going to be windy as balls. And it's supposed to be 60 degrees overnight tomorrow. And then down the drain it goes. All the way down to 25 degrees by probably around this time tomorrow. It won't be 25. It'll be like getting close to the 25. But it's going to get really cold fast here in New York City. And after that, we're going to get a lot of snow. Finally, we're getting snow here in the New York City area on Tuesday and next Friday. But next Friday's a little bit less storm than what we're going to get Tuesday. And who knows what we're getting on Tuesday. One saying 6 inches, one saying a foot of snow. But by this time, Tuesday, there will be snow on the ground and we will all have to clean it up. That's not good. So yeah, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night when you try to come home, it's going to be tough getting home. You know, salt trucks will be out and everything, so then you got to get home quick. Maybe your job will let you out early so you can get home without any trouble on the subways if it doesn't derail. There's another derailed train yesterday in Brooklyn. You know, the F train derailed right before Coney Island and caused major chaos. And the stupid MTA wants us to pay $3 for this shit. To ride on broken trains and old as fuck tracks. They want us to pay. They want to raise the fare to $3 and we have to pay for this shit. No, lower the fare back down to $2.25 or at least $2. Don't raise it more just because your transit system is garbage and the people that are there are fucking idiots. They can't balance accounts more than they can balance their checkbook. I'm just saying, if you live in New York City, you know what I'm talking about. The MTA is garbage right now. It is horrible to go on a bus or a subway right now. Horrible. Just stay home. But, you know, it is what it is. But, be careful next week with the snow here in New York City or wherever you may be, up in the Northeast or in New England, and even all the way down to Florida is gonna be like 50 degrees. That's crazy. No, not in South Florida, like Miami area. That never sees like a 60 degree temperature. It's always warm down there. But you live in Orlando and Jacksonville, you're screwed. You get the 30, 40 degree, 50 degree weather. But it is what it is. That's that. But be safe next week. And we'll be digging out by this time Friday. And then hopefully as we go into near the end of the first month of the year, hopefully we'll start getting some warmer temperatures so we can get rid of the snow that's on the ground. And just before you know it, maybe that, hopefully that hedgehog, lets us have 6 early weeks of spring. And we get those temperatures back up to the 50s and 60s. And then by June, hopefully we'll be getting to the 80s. And then July and August, 90s and maybe 100s, who knows. Gonna be a hot summer, hopefully. And we'll see what happens with all that. But hopefully you're safe and well. And if not, well, sucks for you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday afternoon, it is afternoon, the sun has gone down here in the Northeast. So, happy late Friday afternoon to you all. January the 12th, 2024. We got SmackDown and AEW Rampage coming up later tonight. SmackDown at 8. We'll see what happens with that fatal 4-way that was made by Nick Aldis last week. Supposed to hear from Roman, who's not too happy about it, and wants the wise man, my name is Paul Heyman, to fix it. I don't know if he's going to fix it, but we'll see what happens with that. We got Bianca Belair. She's Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. That's actually her hair. She's Bianca Belair. She's taking on Bayley. Give me a hug. And you can expect the lovely Black Lotus Triad to be at ringside. Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, along with the beautiful Dakota Kai. So see what happens with that, and another Bayley-Bianca match that's going to bore us half to death. And much more to come on SmackDown tonight, as we're pretty much 2 weeks from tomorrow is the Royal Rumble. And, maybe some surprise entrance will be coming in. And more storyline progression as we go through this week, this coming week, and next week, and the following week. With the next 2 weeks, actually, the next 2 Raws and SmackDowns. We'll see what happens with that. As we're on the road to WrestleMania 40 in that shithole dump of a stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, we're getting there. We got a couple months away with that. We got make a pit stop in Australia for the Elimination Chamber. 60,000 seat arena. And we'll see what happens with all that as before we get to WrestleMania. And I've got the Hall of Fame inductees to be named as well. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the next couple of months. But don't forget SmackDown and Rampage on tonight. And then tomorrow night, we got a lot of stuff tomorrow night. We got Collision and Battle of the Belts 9 live between 8 and 11. Also, we got TNA is back. TNA Hard to Kill. That should be fun. I think also we got a Battle of the Valley tomorrow for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. Oh, a lot of stuff coming your way tonight and tomorrow. Also, we got football tomorrow. It's Wild Card Weekend. Got some good games tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. And pretty much it. If you're if you're a 49ers fan, you gotta wait a week. So next weekend, we'll see who we're playing, where. Well, where, we all know where. Santa Clara, California at Levi Stadium. Who? We don't know. What time? We don't know. And what channel? We still don't know. So, might be on ESPN, might be on ABC, might be on Peacock. So we'll see what happens with that next weekend. By this time, well, not this time, by Monday night, after Raw, we'll find out who the Niners play. It could be Tampa Bay, it could be Detroit, it could be those pedophile Eagles, might be the Cowboys, maybe the Rams, who knows. And that's in the NFC Division round next week, and we're only a few more weeks away to the Super Bowl 58 in Vegas. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so let me get this video out of the way. When I try to get my Ring of Honor review up in a little bit, might take a little snooze, or got some other things, got some chores to do, and then hopefully in about another hour or so, your Ring of Honor review from last night, which has some interesting things happening, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And then later tonight, over on my main channel, Killer Demon 669, your SmackDown and Rampage review for tonight. And then finish off the week with your Collision review tomorrow night, and then Sunday afternoon, before I go do my Sunday errands and all that shit, your Battle of the Belts 9 review over on the main channel. So please hit that bell, because if you miss anything, you missed a lot. So don't cry me a river. I'm just gonna say, too bad, bitch. And that's that. Alright. So as the title says, we're gonna talk about, sadly, we're gonna talk about Dwayne! Mr. Dwayne Johnson, otherwise known as the Rock. The Croc just came from the bathroom and, woo! You should have saw what the Croc was cooking. Oh, he was baking, baby! He was baking, baby! The Croc was baking! Okay, calm down. But anyway, we gotta talk about The Rock, because there's some interesting things happening today, with The Rock and his possible match with our tribal chief. It's Friday, we have to acknowledge the chief. Go up your ones. The tribal chief and The Rock possibly fighting. When? We don't know. But today, per Ringside News, The Rock and Roman will not happen at the Elimination Chamber. Thank the Lord. So, most likely, and I reported this a few times, and I told you guys that Rock and Roman, no, The Rock and Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, will face off at WrestleMania, possibly for the Undisputed title. Not that it needs to be for the title, but we'll see what happens with that. But that match is way better than having it in Australia. We have to wait till like 6:30 in the morning to see that match. I don't think so. It's better to do it at WrestleMania at night, on night 2, at Sunday night, April the 7th, in the main event, and hopefully some humongous entrances. We'll see what happens with that when we get there. But The Rock and Roman is perfect for WrestleMania, not in Australia where, like I said, we have to wait till 6:30 in the morning to see Roman and The Rock. But not happening. Alright, so per Ringside News, there's a couple of stories about The Rock on Ringside News. WWE has no plan for The Rock at the upcoming massive event, meaning the Elimination Chamber. Now, the Elimination Chamber will come your way from Optus Stadium in Burswood, Perth, Western Australia, mate. February the 24th, 2024. That's a Saturday morning, Sunday in Australia. It's going to be a huge event, but it's not going to have the biggest match in pretty much wrestling history. The Rock and Roman. Why? I'll tell you why. One, Roman's not even advertised. He's not on the poster. He's not advertised to be there. And two, it was reported that Australia is trying to get The Rock to come back to wrestle at the Chamber. That was only amplified by The Rock's Day 1 appearance on, last week. One that nobody saw coming, including our good friend Cody! MDK only Cody! You will never finish your story, Cody, you bitch. So we got that. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was noted that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is not going down in Australia for the Elimination Chamber. And that being said, the rumors about The Rock working the Elimination Chamber are not true. So he's not going to be there. Per Uncle Dave, well, I presume it's WrestleMania and could possibly be a three-way if Cody wins the Elimination Chamber, most likely. But I don't think that will come out until many weeks from now. What we did have confirmed is the Australia rumors aren't accurate. Well, nothing is ever accurate in Australia, mate. Roman is not even scheduled for the show, like I mentioned before. He's not even advertised. There are no plans for him for that date right now. It could change. That's what they always say, cards subject to change. Cody was set to finish his story against Roman and beat him, lie, at WrestleMania 40. Then again, it's not every day that The Rock comes back. This should have happened last year. So then you could have done Cody versus Roman to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. But that didn't happen either. Not every day that The Rock comes back to make himself known. Especially that he wants the match with Roman. And, that's it. So I'm gonna have to see what happens with that. But there are other reports saying that The Rock could be at the Royal Rumble and could be number 30 in the Rumble. He can appear at the Rumble, enter the Royal Rumble match, and most likely win the match, and then the next night on SmackDown, the next SmackDown, which will be the first SmackDown of February, he comes out, challenges Roman for the belt. Then you have basically a 2-month build-up, really all February, all March. You build this up. You build up the match, epic promos, knowing Dwayne will be cringe promos, Roman will just annihilate him on the stick, and then there you go. You have the match at WrestleMania, and then and I know you're gonna say, what about Cody? What about Cody? He needs to finish his story. Who gives a fuck about Cody? Who gives a fuck? What happens with Cody? Cody can win the Elimination Chamber. Or, since, it's Randy, AJ, and Eli Drake taking on Roman. Roman wins, and Dwayne throws out Punk or throws out Cody. Cody has to go to the Elimination Chamber and fight to win. And then if he wins, if The Rock doesn't win the Rumble, he can face Roman. But if The Rock wins, and if Cody wins, then it kind of throws a wrench in everything. That's a triple threat match, which we don't want to see. I don't want to see it. I'd rather have Roman and Rock straight up, let Roman smash him. Because he's going to anyway. And as far as Cody goes, I think Cody is going to get screwed by Randy Orton. And I think Randy should win the Elimination Chamber, go on to face Seth Rollins, for the belt. And there you go. It's not Randy. Punk should win. Punk's going to win the Elimination Chamber. And during the course of that, Randy hits an RKO. No, maybe Cody. Yeah, probably be down to like the final three be Punk, Cody, and Randy. Right? Punk hits the GTS on Cody. Randy, in turn, may steal the win, or something like that. It's like Cody's about to get the win, and then next thing you know, like, Randy, like, picks up Cody, hits the Gilmore Cutter, and then Punk steals the win, or Randy steals the win. Then it's Randy and CM Punk and the last two guys in the chamber, and then, in turn, Punk will beat Randy for the shot at Seth Rollins at WrestleMania Night 1. And then, in turn, Cody would get all pissed at Randy and say, "You cost me the title shot!" Randy's like, "I don't give a shit." And in turn, he'll turn on Cody, and then we see Cody versus Randy, possibly on Night 1 or Night 2. And there you go, and then Cody, like, well, when's Cody gonna finish his story? Well, you don't have to do Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania. You can do it at SummerSlam or Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden. Supposedly, that's where Survivor Series is going to be this year. And then there you can probably have Cody finish the story after Roman breaks Hogan's record and goes, he finishes his 4th year, going on his 5th year, and Cody, somehow gets a title shot, and he faces Roman at the Survivor Series in New York City, beats him, which I doubt it will happen, but just hypothetically saying. Roman will finally lose the belt to Cody. Cody will finish his story at the same place where, his dad, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, supposedly won the belt, but was never aired and never counted. But, Cody will do what his dad never did in the Garden, that's win the world title. So, there you go. So Cody will, by the time we hit 2025, as we go to the Royal Rumble, Cody could possibly be the undisputed champion, and Roman can take a long vacation. Not that he's taking vacations now, but, he can go away for the rest of the year and then come back at the Rumble, enter the Rumble, win the Rumble, and then we have a third rematch with Cody, and Roman beats Cody at WrestleMania 41, and then goes on another 5-year reign. I mean, but we'll see what happens with that. But Roman versus The Rock, Dwayne, is not happening at the Chamber, but like I said, things can change between now and February 24th. So take it with a grain of salt. But, like I said, Rock and Roman deserves to be at WrestleMania. As far as Cody goes, well, you are shit out of luck. You're SOL, Cody, and you know what that means. Ha ha ha! Eat it and weep, bitch. And that's pretty much it for that. So that's really all I gotta say about that. Dynamite's rating was garbage last night. Went down 4,000 from last week. 797,000 views. That's horrible. But we do got a story. We got a story about Bray Wyatt possibly being the headliner for the Hall of Fame next year. Well, not next year, but eventually, WWE Hall of Fame induction is still present. Bray Wyatt is now under a Legends contract, so he will continue being featured in WWE for years to come. And over Christmas, his only acting credit was released in the form of a children's animated movie. And that idiot, Sean Ross Sapp, noted during his Backstage Report podcast, behind his ever-popular paywall, that sources connected very closely to Bray have not been contacted about a Hall of Fame induction. But it is welcome. Very much welcome. And I think he should go into the Hall of Fame next year. Along with the entire Bray Wyatt family. Like, Luke Harper should go in posthumously. Maybe Eric Rowan will go in. Maybe Braun Strowman, because he was part of the group. Technically. But I would just do the core three. Bray, Eric Rowan, and Brody Lee, Luke Harper. That's what I would do. Or just have Bray just going by himself for now, and then maybe later on, in another couple of years, you have the entire Wyatt family as a faction going. And if Bray goes in by himself, I would really think that Bo Dallas is going to induct him. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, there is a good chance that Bray Wyatt will be going to the Hall of Fame. If not this year, eventually. Hopefully not 20 years, Hunter. Like certain other people that have not been to the Hall of Fame yet. Like Miss Elizabeth. Like Lex Luger. And so many others. That's that. Goldberg might be debuting in AEW. Why? Just saying. Why? They're not ruling him to be in AEW, but that's pretty much it. See anything else? There will be some surprises at the Rumble, like I said. Some surprise returns. There was a rumor about X-Pac maybe coming in. Liv Morgan. Maybe Alexa Bliss. Raquel Rodriguez might be returning. The Rock. Possibly. Tamina. Andrade. Naomi, because her contract ends pretty much tomorrow. I believe her contract ends tomorrow. That's why she's dropping the new TNA Knockouts Championship to, I believe, Jordynne Grace. So Jordan gets the belt back for like the third or fourth time. So Naomi could be in the Rumble. Sasha Banks could possibly be in the Rumble. And like I said, Andrade, Tamina, Rey Mysterio, Booyaka Booyaka. Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, Jade Cargill. Sheamus fella coming back. We haven't seen Sheamus in a while. That's really a surprise, but, you know, comebacks. Dakota Kai could be in the Rumble. Titus O'Neil. Why? Titus O'Neil is going to run down to the ring and trip like he did, like about a year or two ago at the greatest Royal Rumble. So, it makes no sense. So, we'll see what happens with all that. And, yeah, so we're going to see some surprises, some returns. And, we'll see. I think one of them might be Jade Cargill. I think another one could be Naomi. Another one could be Sasha Banks. AJ Lee, possibly. I doubt that one, but you never know. And we move on. We got a contract extension for a injured WWE superstar. That is Eric of the Viking Raiders, and nobody cares. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits have a new name for their stable, and it's not the one that you thought it was going to be, like the Hurt Profits or something like that. But they're not going to be called the Hurt Profits. They're going to be known now as the Pride. What kind of name is that? Why don't you just call it Dynasty? Oh, wait, you can't do that. That might be XWF property. Just saying. Among other federations have used that. but not as good as the XWF version of the Dynasty, which I was a part of, and won one of my many titles in when I was a part of that group. My good buddy Chris Chaos. God, I love you, man. And a couple other people that were in the group, but it is what it is. But yeah, Bobby and the Street Profits are now known as the Pride. That is horrible. And really, we don't have Killer Cross's group name with himself, Scarlet, Precious Paul Ellering, the Authors of Pain. Don't know what they're going to be called. I'd rather call them Devastation, but that's just me. They're going to introduce the women's tag team belts for TNA tomorrow at Hard to Kill. I think they already did the men's tag team. They haven't done the women's Knockouts tag team belts yet. They will be shown tomorrow because Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly don't have opponents yet, and they don't even have the new belts yet. So they're gonna be showcased tomorrow night. So that's that. Tony Khan's had a really bad week. You know, going off on Jinder Mahal, blasting Eric Bischoff to the moon, and now he calls Sting an idiot for that spot he did with Will Hobbs at the end of their match on Dynamite, where basically Sting almost killed himself. So yeah, Tony Khan called Sting an idiot. And pretty much he is for doing that spot. I mean, God forbid what could have happened there. But so we got that. But there is good news for AEW. Warner Brothers Discovery, applauds AEW's Year of Achievement on TNT and TBS once again. So that might play a factor into them maybe renewing their deal coming up in at the end of this year. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's some good news for AEW. Possibly, they don't have, maybe Warner Bros. Discovery wants to keep them on TBS and TNT because their numbers went up barely 3% from last year. But we have that. Jacqueline, wants to come back to the WWE. Calls on Vince McMahon and Triple H and maybe she'll be in a Rumble. Do we want to see her? No, not really. That, Darby Allin, how you doing? I come from Seattle. I almost broke my fucking neck. Darby suffered a neck injury following that big-time bump off the stage before Sting's horrific bump. So his bump, he knocked himself the fuck out almost. So he's dealing with a neck injury. Surprised he's not paralyzed. So we got that going for Darby. There's some superstars, 3 of them to be exact, who have switched to becoming baby faces. And that is the Street Profits and Bobby the Pride. So got that. That was kind of obvious. Let's see, anything else of worthy notes? Jimmy the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, might or might not be at the Royal Rumble. I don't know why. Why would he even be there? Maybe the Honky Tonk Man's gonna be in the Rumble. Got that. Dustin Rhodes unloads on AEW fan, Mark, who questions Nyla Rose's identity as a transsexual, or a trans woman. And last night on Ring of Honor, Athena got the living shit beat out of her at her dojo MPX, or MPS, something like that. I think it was MPX. And Nyla beat the crap out of her right in front of her students. and basically challenged her for a Ring of Honor Women's title shot. There's a contender. Thank you, Tony Khan. Is a contender. Is Nyla Rose going to win the title? Probably not. But it's a contender at least. A worthy contender. But we'll see what happens with that as we go on with Ring of Honor TV. WOW, not that WOW, Women of Wrestling, which is on Channel 55 here in New York at 11 o'clock on Saturday night, right after, well, pretty much an hour after, Collision. They may be in line for a live TV special. Sign me up for that. I'll watch that. Alright, we got the next season of Dark Side of the Ring is going to be unveiled. Coming out this year on Vice TV, Season 5. There's supposed to be 2 seasons last year, and then the second part of that season was going to be this year, but obviously not. Early last year, the people said did shows for both seasons. It's well known that Chris Adams will be a part of the story. Interesting. Because he had a lot to do with WCW, if you have followed his career. Not so good, Al. But they're saying his name is not big enough to do ratings. What? Okay. But it is very interesting. I think we're going to see... They did show like a picture with Owen Hart on it. So maybe get something with Owen Hart. I already thought they showed that. But... I don't know. They haven't really announced... unless I don't... Don't know the actual episode names right now and when it's even coming out, but it's supposed to be this year, sometime later this year. But we will have a new season coming soon to a TV near you, and that's that. Let me just check something. Okay, we're good. Alright, so that's that for Dark Side of the Ring Season 5. And one more story we're going to talk about. The man himself, Okada! Well, his contract ends in February, and there is some indications that suggest that Okada will not be joining WWE or AEW. That's very interesting, because he will be at Battle in the Valley, coming up this weekend. Dave Meltzer reported and observed that Okada is advertised for several wrestling shows scheduled after February 1st, which is when his contract expires. So, he doesn't have to wrestle, he can just be there. But, it seems that maybe Okada is not going to do a full-time schedule because he wants to be home with his family. That's understandable. But him staying in New Japan Pro Wrestling, not a given at this time, so. But is a strong indicator that he will continue his journey with New Japan, but maybe on a lighter schedule. But yeah, his contract ends on January the 31st, which is about a little under 3 weeks from now, the end of January. And he's going to do some shows in February. I think he will be at New Beginning in Sapporo. And there's there's 2 new beginnings. There's one in Sapporo, and I think one in Kyoto, Japan. Or whatever the other one is. But, so he might be on both shows, or it might be on one show. But we'll have to see what happens with that. Oh, actually, Will Ocean Spray has a contract that that is about to expire on January the 31st, and his status remains uncertain, but didn't he sign an AEW contract? I don't know, but Ospreay is working February the 11th, which I think is the New Beginning show. So he will be there. And then we'll see what happens with Okada and him as we go through the year. If Okada stays in New Japan, we'll probably definitely see him at Forbidden Door 3 in the summertime. Ocean Spray will be beginning his AEW run. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Alright, so that's all the news for right now on your Friday. But really the main story I wanted to talk about was The Rock and Roman Reigns not happening at the Elimination Chamber. It's gonna happen at WrestleMania. There is a chance that The Rock could appear at the Royal Rumble, either entering the Royal Rumble, possibly at number 30, and winning it, and then face Roman for the belt at WrestleMania Night 2, or, which could be a scenario, either Dwayne cost Roman the belt, then they give it to possibly Randy Orton, and then you have Roman versus The Rock at Mania, not for the title, it's just straight up one-on-one, or it's for the head of the head of the table, the tribal chief. Maybe they do tribal combat, like they did with Jay and Roman at SummerSlam, when they had that little necklace. The winner of that, it was a big fight and everything. Blah, 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 blah. So they could do something like that. But then again, it could, well, I mean, it doesn't really need the title, so if my second theory comes true, like The Rock screws Roman, and Roman finally loses that belt to Randy Orton, most likely, then you can have Cody win the Elimination Chamber and then finish his story beating Randy at night, probably night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. Then you have Rock and Roman straight up one-on-one match, or maybe a street fight, something like that. And we'll see what happens with that. But stay tuned, because it's going to be a bumpy ride as we get to the Rumble, and then go out of the Rumble into the Elimination Chamber. We go down under, mate, and then we come back to the States for WrestleMania, and see what happens with that. But right now, it looks like Roman is not going to be at the Elimination Chamber. It's not even advertised. It's not going to be there unless something changes between now and February 24th. And will we be champ by the time WrestleMania comes? That is pretty much up in the air right now. But who knows if Dwayne is even going to be at the Royal Rumble. So they can do Rock Roman for the belt. Not that it needs to be for the belt, but at least it's going to be at the Showcase of Immortals WrestleMania 40 in that dump in Philadelphia. But we'll see what happens with all that. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think of Roman and The Rock not happening at the Elimination Chamber, and most likely happening at Mania? What are your thoughts of Dwayne possibly being in the Royal Rumble, possibly winning it? And anything else I talked about in this video, leave me your thoughts and opinions down there in the description box below. And be respectful. Don't ask stupid questions and shit, and make stupid comments, because they're all gonna get blocked, or they'll most likely get deleted, and you'll never see them again. And that's pretty much it. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a little break for a little bit, and I'm gonna come right back with my Ring of Honor TV review for yesterday's show, and then get you ready for SmackDown and AEW Rampage! Coming away tonight, starting at 8 o'clock on Fox, and then at 10 o'clock on TNT. TNT Dynamite! Well, Dynamite's not on TNT, but just saying. Imagine it used to be, but... It used to be, and I would have loved for Tony Khan to get TNT by AC/DC to be the theme for Dynamite. That would have been great. In a Wyndham fight! You know. That would have been an epic theme. Instead of the boring as fuck Dynamite theme we have right now. Just saying. Just saying. And Rampage. They need to change those themes. I'm okay with Collision's theme with the legendary Sir Elton John. Saturday night's alright for fighting. So we got all that, and we'll see what happens tonight on SmackDown Live, and then a taped edition of Rampage, and then tomorrow night, live on TNT at 8 o'clock, Collision, and then right after that, another live show, 10 o'clock to 11, Battle of the Belts 9. And that ends your weekend of professional wrestling. That's it. Then we come back on Monday for the annual Martin Luther King Day edition of Monday Night Raw. That should be fun. And then we'll worry about next week's Dynamite and SmackDown. And also next week, next Thursday, the very first episode of the brand new TNA show. Well, TNA Impact will be back. It won't be called Impact, but it's going to be called TNA Wrestling. So the first show of the new TNA will be debuting on this coming Thursday. So that's going to be epic. And we'll see what happens with all that. That's the aftermath of Hard to Kill. So, TNA doing some good shit right now. Some good shit. I can only imagine a certain guy from up north, Mr. Andre Corbeil, is happy. Or maybe not. Who knows with him. But that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cockroach. And if you're not down with that, well, you need to get slapped in the fucking face by everybody. Because if you're not down with that, me, the Purge, the Prophecy, and everybody else that are way better than you, and you know it. Oh, you do know it. You will know it. And you will remember it until you're dead. But I digress. But anyway, for everybody else here, besides me, your gracious host, the tribal god of extreme, Peter fucking Joseph, we all got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Till next time. Peace.